Like, it looks I know people hate that word. It's time we have this conversation. Windenburg kind of gives me Twilight vibes in a weird way. Hello, Grimsimmer here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that way you can be notified every single time I upload new Sims content. If you want to see how I built this, then keep on watching. So today I am doing a collab with the amazing CATHRINE'S Sims.
Hi everyone, my name is Catherine and I want to give a big thanks to Grimsimmer for doing this collab with me on Twitter. My handle is CatherineKiwi1 and I would love to connect with all of you guys over there. This entire build was so much fun for me once I got over being afraid of ruining her amazing exterior. Seriously, this is gorgeous. Once you're done marveling at her talent like I did, go ahead and hit her like button and then pop over to my channel where we do part 2 of this build, finishing off the inside and adding a little bit of color to the back too. I'll see you on the flip side. Bye!
Like Catherine mentioned, if you want to see part 2 of this build where she does the most amazing job furnishing this huge house, the video will be up on her channel and linked in the description below. Go check her out, she's awesome. So, if you haven't already checked out my last video where I renovated my friend's build, you may have missed my exciting news. I got a new laptop, so that means my graphics are significantly better. In fact, when I compare it, on my Mac, everything was on the lowest setting for my resolution and graphics, no reflections, whatever, and everything is on ultra or high on my new laptop, and I am just beyond amazed at how beautiful The Sims is, and I never really got to appreciate that when I was playing on my Mac. So the speed build was recorded on my Mac. However, the ending screenshots, or rather b-roll now, is filmed from my new laptop, and so is a screenshot that you saw earlier. So I'm really excited about it. I think it looks significantly better and it just looks amazing. It runs better, so that's really exciting. Moving on, I am in love with this build. I think, not to toot my own horn, but I think I did a really good job, and I say this, I think, in every single video, but I really think that this is probably one of my top 5 builds that I've ever done. I don't know where this inspiration came from. I think because I'm back home right now and I have all of my old Sims games, all my old setup, whatever here, and I used to use graphing paper so that way I could block out my houses so I would know exactly how to build it and stuff. So I utilized that again to make this house, so I drew it out first and I was really excited about it. To see that go from paper to now the game was awesome, and I think again that it turned out really well. I really only outlined the actual shell in the backyard. The other things I obviously improv'd. I mean, I didn't know what kind of color I wanted the house to be or anything. Also, I didn't use earth tones this time. I didn't furnish the inside, otherwise I probably would have. However, it ends up being blue and green, and I'm proud of myself. I'm finally using color and it felt kind of good, not gonna lie. I'm a little bit skeptical of my judgment regarding the wallpaper for the exterior, and maybe this is just a color thing and I'm just not used to it, so it just freaks me out, I don't know. But the green colored wall that I use, I don't know if it's just too many patterns, but I'm a little bit skeptical of how it looks. I still think it looks nice in the end. I wonder about what I was thinking. I generally like to do 2 to 3 different kinds of wallpapers or textures, whatever, for the bigger builds in the exterior just to make it look a little bit less boring, And I think I succeeded, and I think that I hit it well. Am I just gonna praise myself for this entire voiceover? I don't know. Maybe. Stay tuned. I really don't know what to talk about. Can you let me know in the comments down below what kind of speed builds you like in terms of voiceover? I like talking over the speed build just because I can talk about whatever I want, but I don't know. Some people like when it's just exclusively about the build, and I have generally done a mix of both just to keep, both parties happy. I don't know. And I generally do a mix of talking about the build and talking about thoughts that I have about the Sims or what's coming next, whatever. And I don't know what people like. For me, I have more fun editing when it's random stuff, but I also don't want to just sit here and complain about my life or something or tell you a story. Who cares? I might care, but you might not, I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you prefer. Anyways, doing the back patio was really, really hard because it's at a diagonal, and getting it to all go together and even be one connected piece rather than a bunch of little pieces was really, really difficult. I make it work in the end, but there was a point where it's not connecting to the wall, so I have to go back in and change everything everything, but I make it work somehow. And I'm actually shocked that I did, because this alone should have broken my game. Mostly because I filmed this on a Mac, right? So that should have been enough for my computer to like turn into dust or something. Even though there's that weird curve in the wall, it'll provide a really nice view from the outside, especially of the backyard and the trees in the backyard. Windenburg, first of all, is by far the most gorgeous world in The Sims. It is, I always take my Sims there on a night out. I always have the best time, and I love Windenburg. I love building there. Specifically on this lot, I think it's my favorite lot to build on. I just like all the trees. It's very like cottagecore, but even though this house is clearly not cottagecore. You know, I went to college in the Pacific Northwest, and I also had a twilight phase, if there's any correlation there. I specifically went to college in Washington, and I'm from the desert. But anyways, Windenburg kind of gives me Twilight vibes in a weird way. Not in a weird way, very intentionally. I think the world gives me Twilight vibes with all the pine trees and stuff, and it looks I know people hate that word, but that's how it looks dewy, if you'd rather me say that. Like if Bella and Edward and Charlie, I'm including Charlie because it's time we have this conversation, like Charlie Swan, he's the man, you know what I'm saying? Like he can get it. So I cannot believe I'm saying that in this voiceover. I digress. I mean, okay, Carlisle too, right? But if they're gonna have Charlie, Edward, and Bella in The Sims, like they're gonna live in Windenburg, you know what I'm saying? This world was created for the Twilight cast, hypothetically, as Sims. You know, what if I made like a 10-minute series of each movie of Twilight in The Sims? Like that would be kind of fun. I don't know if anybody would watch it. Like you're probably much better off just buying the actual Twilight movie. What if I did that? Did anybody else have a Twilight phase, or am I just completely missing the mark here on this voiceover? Also, I'm once again recording this on 2 separate days, and I was listening to the other one, like what a mundane intro. Not intro, but like intro to my channel, I mean. If you're new here, I'm so sorry. I don't know what was going on. I think I was just tired, and now it's Monday. This is supposed to go up tomorrow, and I'm still doing this voiceover. Also though, my mic and silent mouse are supposed to come today, so the first episode of my 100 baby challenge should be coming very, very soon. And if you haven't already, follow me on Twitter. I am at Grimsimmer on there, and I will be posting updates for when that's coming out and how that's going. You know, I really don't want to make that too many parts, so I think I'm gonna try and do like 10 babies per episode, so they might be a little bit longer, but I just wanted to make it like shorter in a way. The episodes will probably be longer, but it'll only be 10. You get the point. Okay, I didn't really have a plan when I was landscaping this. I was kind of just going with my rule where I pick a handful of plants and then I just use them consistently throughout the build to make it look more put together. I think the trees worked really well in Windenburg too, so I'm glad that those end up looking nice even though they weren't pine trees. You know, it's also possible that I had this rule because I played on a Mac, and I would always use the same sort of bushes or flowers or whatever because they were the only ones that actually looked good with my Mac graphics. So maybe my rule will change now that I have this new nicer laptop. Well, not nicer, I mean it's a lot cheaper than my Mac, but it runs the game a lot better. Normally when I'm playing The Sims, I don't really use the backyard, even though I will still decorate it and maybe I'll put like a chess table or something out there. But for this backyard, I would absolutely do a barbecue or something back here. The space is just so big, and I just imagine a family that's like super rich, family home, whatever, and they just throw all these parties. If I was invited to one of them, I would go. It looks fun. I mean, granted, I leave it pretty bare for Catherine to fill out, but she does an amazing job, and yet again, I would still go to a barbecue or something at this place. It looks amazing. It's so spacious. There's so much room to do things, and maybe this is also just because of like COVID times, so I haven't been able to go out, but going to a barbecue right now, let alone a pool party, just sounds really, really fun. So I'd be down to do that regardless in both The Sims and IRL. How is COVID going for everyone? Is it as bad as it is for me? Well, honestly, I kind of hope it is, because you better be staying home, because I'm trying to have a good holiday season. That's not true. Kind of true. I mean, I don't really go and do anything for the holidays other than like see your family, right? I don't know. I love Christmas. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I just hope you're staying home, bottom line, because COVID is crazy. I literally haven't heard a lot about it in the news recently, so I don't really know what's going on with COVID, to be honest. That could very well be my own doing though. However, I see a lot of people on social media, like from my own personal circles, like from back home or from college or from high school, whatever. I see them all going out to hang out with each other, and I'm just like, what are you doing, man? Like, we're in a pandemic. Did I just not get the memo that it's over, or did you just decide that it's over? Because if so, I want that kind of mentality. I too want to decide when COVID is over. Anyways, I'm just going through and finishing up the landscaping, and I decided to make this a cute little courtyard on the side. I originally wanted to connect with the pathway that goes to the front door, but I just thought that it looked weird. It was a little bit too long and a little bit close to the road, so I scrapped that idea and just made it this cute little courtyard. I guess it could also be a driveway too if you want to get rid of the trees or something, but I don't know. I thought it was a cute little pathway to the backyard. So for this part of the backyard, just keep in mind that I do keep this pretty bare because it wasn't my like job, quote unquote, to do do any furnishing. I just wanted to do some placement things to just give Catherine some ideas on where to put things in the backyard, just how I saw it fit. She didn't have to follow anything, of course, but I just thought that that's what would look good and make sense for a backyard that's so big. And honestly, me putting the fire pit and everything with those chairs kind of gave me Bachelor vibes. At least that's the vibe that I was going for, like the Bachelor villa. I don't even watch The Bachelor, but I really like the reality TV houses look and the way that they have fire pits everywhere. They have them in Love Island too. I don't know. That's kind of the vibe I was going for, just for fun. Anyways, building this was a beast. I mean, I think it took me a little over an hour to do the whole thing, which I guess really isn't that much time, but it was just the exterior. If I had done the interior, it would have taken significantly more time. But as you can imagine, I was sort of rushing, I'm not gonna lie, because I was playing on a Mac, and yeah, my computer was gonna blow up, of course. So shockingly, I did it, and I think, like I've mentioned 3 million times throughout this, that it turned out really well, and it's, again, one of my favorite builds that I've ever done, and I honestly impressed myself. In a second here, I'm about to start adding the lighting. I always do my lighting at night, so that way I can see how it lights up the build, which is my favorite part of it, because it gives me over the hedge vibes, and I love over the hedge, and I'm an over the hedge stan. That's my favorite part, and it really reminds me of Gladys's home, and it's like suburbia in Over the Hedge. That's definitely one of the games, on Xbox specifically, that got me into houses and the way they look, and I used to be so excited to go and build them on The Sims. So that is it for today's video, and if you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that way you can be notified every single time I upload new Sims content. Part 2 of this build where Catherine does the interior will be on her channel and linked in the description below. I'll have all of her social links there as well if you want to go check her out. Please do, she's amazing. And if you want to download this shell for yourself, my gallery ID is Cassie probably. See you in the next one. Bye!